Joanne Rowling, also known as J.K. Rowling, is a British author and philanthropist. She is best known for writing the Harry Potter series, a 7-volume children's fantasy series published between 1997 and 2007, which has sold over 500 million copies and been translated into at least 70 languages. The series follows a boy named Harry Potter as he attends a school for wizards and battles the villainous Lord Voldemort. Rowling also wrote The Casual Vacancy, a novel for adults, and the Cormoran Strike crime fiction series under the pen name Robert Galbraith. In addition to her writing career, Rowling has received numerous accolades for her philanthropic efforts, including an OBE and being made a Companion of Honor. She has also supported political causes such as Britain's Labour Party and opposed Scottish independence and Brexit. In recent years, she has faced criticism for her views on transgender people and related issues. Joanne Rowling, who writes under the pen name J.K. Rowling, was given the name Joanne at birth. Without a middle name, she chose to use the initial K, for Kathleen, which was her paternal grandmother's name, as her pen name when Bloomsbury Publishing requested that she use initials instead of her full name to appeal to their target audience of young boys. After her 2001 marriage, she sometimes goes by the name Joanne Murray in personal matters. Joanne Rowling was born on July 31, 1965 at Cottage Hospital in Yate, Gloucestershire to Anne and Pete Rowling. Her parents met on a train while serving in the Navy and were married in March 1965. They settled in Yate, where Pete worked at a factory and Anne became a science technician. Joanne has a sister named Diane and is 2 years older. When she was 4, the family moved to Winterbourne and Joanne began attending St. Michael's Church of England primary school. She was introduced to reading by her parents and began writing at the age of 6. When she was 9, the Rowlings moved to Church Cottage in Tuts Hill and Joanne began attending the nearby Church of England school. She had a strict teacher and was placed in Dunce's Row after performing poorly on a test. During this time, she wrote a short story called The 7 Cursed Diamonds and joined a Brownies group. Joanne Rowling attended Yate School and College, a state school, beginning at the age of 11. During this time, she was inspired by her favorite teacher, Lucy Shepherd, who taught her the importance of structure and precision in writing. Rowling was also influenced by her mother, Anne, who was a creative and accomplished cook and supported her daughter's interests. Anne was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis when Rowling was 15, which had a significant impact on her home life. Despite facing challenges and not excelling academically, Rowling remained interested in her studies and was named head girl at Yate. She applied to Oxford University but was rejected and decided to study French and classics at the University of Exeter for practical reasons. While at Exeter, Rowling enjoyed herself more after meeting people with similar interests and prioritized her social life over her studies. She earned a BA in French from Exeter in 1987. After completing her studies, Joanne Rowling moved to a flat in Clapham Junction with friends and took a course to become a bilingual secretary. She worked temp jobs in London, including for Amnesty International documenting human rights issues in French-speaking Africa, and began writing adult novels, although they were never published. In 1990, she had a delayed train ride from Manchester to London where the characters for Harry Potter came to her fully formed. She moved to Manchester around November of that year and worked for the Chamber of Commerce and at Manchester University in temp jobs, describing this time as a year of misery. Her mother died in December of that year and Rowling's personal effects were stolen, leading to the end of her relationship and her being made redundant from her job. An advertisement in The Guardian led her to move to Porto, Portugal in November 1991 to teach night classes in English as a foreign language and write during the day. While in Portugal, Joanne Rowling met Portuguese journalist Jorge Arantes and the two married in October 1992. 5 months later, Rowling had a miscarriage and their relationship was tumultuous, including instances of domestic abuse. They separated in November 1993 and Rowling, with a draft of Harry Potter in her suitcase, moved with her daughter to Edinburgh, Scotland. She received government assistance and lived in a mouse-infested flat, struggling with poverty and depression. She received support from her friend Sean Harris and sought medical help when she considered suicide. Rowling filed for divorce in August 1994 and it was finalized the following year. She enrolled in a teacher training course, but needed to make a living and began teaching at night while continuing to write during the day. She finished the first Harry Potter book in 1995 and sent it to multiple literary agents, eventually receiving interest from Christopher Little. He became her agent and they worked to get the book published, with Rowling receiving a small advance. After multiple rejections, the book was accepted by Bloomsbury and released in 1997 under the pen name J.K. Rowling. The book was successful and the series continued, turning Rowling into a best-selling author and making her one of the wealthiest women in the world. J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone in June 1995. The first version of the book included an illustration of Harry with a lightning-shaped scar on his forehead. After receiving a positive review from an early reader, the Christopher Little Literary Agency decided to represent Rowling. However, the manuscript was rejected by 12 publishers before Bloomsbury Publishing acquired it. Despite being told that she would never make any money from children's books, Rowling received a grant from the Scottish Arts Council to support her childcare expenses and to help her write the sequel, Chamber of Secrets. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone was published by Bloomsbury on June 26, 1997, with an initial print run of 500 copies. Prior to the publication of Chamber of Secrets, Rowling had earned £2,800, $4,200, in royalties. In Philosopher's Stone, Harry Potter is introduced as a young wizard who is invited to attend Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry on his 11th birthday. The book follows Harry's adventures at Hogwarts with his friends Hermione Granger and Ron Weasley, as well as his efforts to defeat Lord Voldemort, who killed Harry's parents when he was a baby. The series consists of 7 books in total, with the final book, Deathly Hallows, showing Harry's ultimate defeat of Voldemort. J.K. Rowling was informed that the US rights to her book were being auctioned at the Bologna Children's Book Fair. To her surprise, Scholastic Corporation ended up purchasing the rights for $105,000, and Rowling used the money to buy a flat in Edinburgh. Arthur A. Levine, the head of the imprint at Scholastic, suggested changing the name of the book to Harry Potter and the School of Magic, but a compromise was reached with the title Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. The book was released in the US in September 1998 and became a New York Times bestseller by December, despite not receiving many reviews. The next 3 books in the series, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, and Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, were all released between 1998 and 2000 and sold millions of copies each. There was speculation that Rowling was experiencing writer's block when Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix did not appear by 2002, but the book was eventually published in June 2003 and sold millions of copies on the first day. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince was released 2 years later in July and also sold millions of copies on the first day. The series concluded with the publication of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows in July 2007. In 1999, Warner Bros. Bought the film rights to the first 2 Harry Potter books for a reported $1 million. J.K. Rowling agreed to this deal, but stipulated that the studio could only make Harry Potter films based on her own books, and that she would have final approval on the scripts and some control over merchandising. The first Harry Potter film, an adaptation of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, was released in November 2001. Steve Kloves wrote the screenplays for all of the Harry Potter films except for the 5th one, with Rowling's help, and ensured that the films followed the plots of the books. The film series ended with Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, which was split into 2 parts and released in November 2010 and July 2011, respectively. In 2013, Warner Bros. Announced that it would be expanding its partnership with Rowling to include a series of films based on her character Newt Scamander, the fictional author of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. The first of these 5 films, which is set roughly 70 years before the events of the Harry Potter series, was released in November 2016, with Rowling writing the screenplay, which was also published as a book. The second film in the series, Crimes of Grindelwald, was released in November 2018, and Secrets of Dumbledore was released in April 2022. J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series has received numerous awards for literature, children's literature, and speculative fiction. The series has won several British Book Awards, including the Children's Book of the Year for the first 2 volumes, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone and Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. The third book in the series, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, was nominated for the Whitbread Book of the Year Award for Adult Literature, but instead was given the Children's Prize, worth half the monetary amount. Rowling won the Hugo Award from the World Science Fiction Convention for the 4th book, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, and the Book of the Year Award for Adult Literature from the British Book Awards for the 6th book, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. In 2000, Rowling was made an Officer of the Order of the British Empire, OBE, for her contributions to children's literature, and in 2003 she received the Prince of Asturias Award for Concord in Spain. After the conclusion of the Harry Potter series, Rowling won the Outstanding Achievement Prize at the 2008 British Book Awards. In 2009, she was made a Chevalier de la Légion d'honneur by the French president, and in 2010, leading magazine editors named her the most influential woman in the UK. In 2017, Rowling received the Order of the Companions of Honour, CH, for her services to literature and philanthropy. Many academic institutions have also awarded Rowling with honorary degrees, including the University of Exeter and Harvard University, where she gave the commencement speech in 2008. Rowling is a Fellow of the Royal Society of Literature, the Royal Society of Edinburgh, and the Royal College of Physicians of Edinburgh. In 2011, she shared the British Academy Film Award, BAFTA, for outstanding British contribution to cinema with the cast and crew of the Harry Potter films. Rowling has also won the 2017 Laurence Olivier Award for Best New Play for Harry Potter and the Cursed Child and the 2021 British Book Awards Crime and Thriller Prize for the 5th volume of her Cormoran Strike series. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Stay tuned for more content.